The taxidermist's ledger. I stood at the edge of my childhood home, the wind biting at my skin like a reminder of every cruel word they had hurled at me. It was a decrepit old thing, once vibrant with life, now choked by neglect and the weight of my family's disdain. The memories of their laughter sharp, mocking and bitter swirled around me like a fog, thickening as I approached the door. This time I was not the broken child they had sent away. I was a vessel of truths they would never understand, a harbinger of horrors that now clung to my very being. "You're going to lose your mind, you know." My brother's voice echoed in my ears, a taunt that had haunted me for years. "What kind of future is that? Taxidermy? Curses? You're a disgrace." Each syllable dripped with venom, a reminder of the betrayal that had once shattered my spirit. I had been a taxidermist, a cursed one, according to them. After being fired from the museum for my so-called rogue techniques, I had turned to cataloging the grim legacies of extinct animals, creatures that bore the weight of ancestral curses. My focus had been on reconstructing their remains from forbidden sources, an endeavor shunned by my peers for its association with dark rituals and the occult. But I had persisted, driven by a desperate need to uncover truths hidden beneath layers of denial. As I pushed open the door, the hinges creaked like the bones of the long-dead specimens I had worked with. The scent of damp wood and stale memories filled the air, and I stepped inside, the weight of my past pressing down on me. I had returned, not as the failure they had believed me to be, but as a renowned expert in the very horrors they had mocked. "Look who's back!" My mother's voice dripped with sarcasm as she entered the room, her eyes narrowing at the sight of me. "The prodigal son returns. Did you come to ask for forgiveness or to make us more embarrassed?" Her words were arrows, but I was no longer the soft target they could pierce. I glanced at the table where I had laid out a few of my prized specimens, each meticulously reconstructed to reflect the beauty and horror of their original forms. The air around them hummed with a palpable energy, a dark knowledge that resonated with the jagged edges of my soul. "Mother, I'm here to show you something," I said, my voice steady despite the tremor of anxiety that lurked beneath. My family gathered around as I unveiled a small, intricately crafted figure, a shrunken head, its eyes glassy and unblinking, a relic of a forgotten ritual. "This," I said, "is a warning. It's the result of my research into the darker aspects of our world, cursed specimens that carry the weight of their own histories." They recoiled, faces twisting in disbelief. My brother scoffed, crossing his arms. "You think you're some kind of expert? That's just sick." But I pressed on, driven by a fervor that had taken years to cultivate. "You don't understand. These beings were tied to their curses, their stories woven into their very essence. I've seen what happens when those ties are severed, and I've uncovered truths that should never have been unearthed." As I spoke, the shadows in the room seemed to thicken, coiling around us like serpents, whispering secrets that had long been buried. My family shifted uncomfortably, eyes darting around, as if expecting something to leap from the darkness. I continued, revealing the stories of the specimens I had encountered, tales of revenge and sorrow that echoed through time. Each word I spoke wove a tapestry of dread, and as I described the rituals surrounding these creatures, I felt the air grow heavier, charged with an energy that was both intoxicating and terrifying. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the temperature plummeted. My family gasped, their faces paling as shadows danced along the walls. The room trembled, and I knew then that I had summoned something beyond their understanding. "Do you feel that?" I whispered, a strange exhilaration coursing through me. "That's the weight of disbelief. You mocked what you didn't understand, and now you'll witness the truth." As if in response, The shrunken head on the table began to vibrate, its eyes rolling back as a low, guttural sound filled the air. My family screamed, stumbling back as the shadows coalesced into a dark, amorphous figure, its form shifting and writhing with malice. I felt a rush of power, the culmination of years spent in the depths of the unknown. "You thought I was insane," I said, my voice rising above the chaos. "But it's you who are trapped in ignorance. You're the ones who will face the consequences of your disbelief." The figure lunged toward them, and I stood my ground, watching as the shadows enveloped my family, their screams echoing against the walls. It was poetic justice, a reckoning for their scorn, and I felt a chilling satisfaction wash over me. In that moment, I was no longer the derided outcast, but a guardian of truths that could shatter the fabric of reality. As the darkness receded, I looked down at the remnants of my family, shaken, terrified, and forever changed. The figure faded, leaving behind an oppressive silence. I turned to them, my heart heavy yet resolute. "You wanted proof of my madness? Here it is. I survived what you refused to believe. I uncovered horrors that now linger like shadows in your hearts." I strode to the door, leaving behind the echoes of their disbelief. As I stepped outside, the air felt lighter. The weight of their mockery finally lifted. I had become a part of something far greater than myself, a guardian of lost knowledge, and I would continue to unravel the threads of the occult, no matter the cost. But as I walked away, I couldn't shake the feeling that the shadows I had unleashed would forever haunt them. A chilling reminder of the price of ignorance. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, I understood. The true horror lay not in the curses I had unearthed, but in the legacy of disbelief that would follow them into the darkness.